And on my commute, I like to talk to y'all as I drive this long drive from Monrovia, California, way out to Irvine from I don't know if it's Los Angeles County, all the way out to Orange County. But I'd like to share my experience with y'all. So on the way in, on the replay, you guys hit the like button. It would be much obliged if you do. I'd be much obliged if you did that. So let's talk about the NBA, man. We're about 2 weeks into the NBA season, and we've seen a whole bunch of action, as it were, of storylines start to develop. I think it's a very interesting thing so far. And let me start off with my team. Well, yeah, I use this term loosely. The Los Angeles Lakers, man. Lakers are right now sitting at 5-5, I believe. Just won against Portland last night. We got a lot of issues. We brought in guys like Gabe Vincent. We brought in guys like Jackson. I forget his last name. He went to UT. I should know his last name. I don't know why I'm tripping. Jackson Hayes. Sorry, my GPS talking. But what we're finding now is, listen, man, with a declining LeBron James, we're gonna get a mixed bag of results. Shout out to the Pope in the building. Say Hoop Jargon, what up, man? Good to see you, bro. With the Lakers, man, we have issues that I just think, and I said this, in moment last year when I covered the the NBA playoffs, that we overachieved last year. We were an overachieving team. We just did, and that's a good testament of showing that we battened down the hatches, we buckled down, and we performed when we shouldn't have been in the Western Conference Finals. That's just facts. Because if we're being honest, the Lakers should have lost the first doggone game in the play-in against the Timberwolves, who in fact are doing really good right now. The Timberwolves are sitting number 2 in the West, but I mean, this time last year we saw the Pelicans in the 1 and 2 seed, so you don't want to go overboard on giving teams that are unproven too much credit. I gotta say that. So going forward, we're seeing the Nuggets kind of cruising right now at the top of the West. We're seeing the Suns struggle. The Suns are struggling. Y'all hit the like button. I see we 4 deep. Appreciate y'all pulling up on me. The Suns are sitting at like 3-5 right now. And now, have they had their whole staff together? Have they had, I think Bradley Beal has been the missing piece of the whole little thing. And they lost twice to the Spurs, who currently, all right. Yeah, whenever I pause like that, it's the GPS talking. I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I can hear it. The Spurs have 3 wins, and 2 of which came from the doggone Phoenix Suns. So, and that's another good storyline too, man. Watching Wembanyama mature. I don't know what y'all thought. Wembanyama is a damn good ball player, and Wembanyama is adjusting to his body, and that's the scary part. He's in the adjustment stage. He doesn't know exactly what he can do against NBA talent because everybody's throwing their small forward and shooting guards on Wemby because he doesn't post up like that. When he starts to learn his body, y'all about to be in trouble. Shout out to Dollar Bill. Rest in peace, Dollar Bill, a.k.a. Bernie Mac. But when you look at the landscape of the NBA, man, it's just very interesting. So, also, let me talk about these Clippers sitting at about 3-5. They lost 4 games, one James Harden. Told y'all on this channel, man, James Harden ain't it, bro. You go back 2 years in my videos, James Harden ain't it. Russell Westbrook ain't it. You may not like it, but the reality is reality. And the reason why is because these guys, have a lot of talent. I'm not saying they're untalented. I'm not saying they can't play basketball. But they are very low IQ basketball players. And those guys will get you beat. They'll get you beat. Now, will the Clippers be? Uh-oh. I'm over here trying to, again, I'm going from LA County to Orange County, man. GPS just keeps rerouting on your boy. Um, Pope says Wemby gonna be the GOAT, man. He got the tools, and I ain't talking about Tim the Two-Man Taylor to be possibly the GOAT or in that GOAT discussion. I mean, we in year one, so obviously I'm not gonna go that far because I don't know how his career is gonna pan out. Because as we know, guys 7 foot and above are going to have problems. That comes with it. Y'all hit the like button. That's just gonna come with it. See, Zenmaster says 7 turnovers. He needs to stop shooting threes. Yes. Man, also, like I said about LeBron James, and this is something I've been shouting from the mountaintops for about 7 years now. This dude does not play defense. This year, I saw a stat. He is number 450 something, which is the last place in defensive rating in NBA. 450 something. So here's the conundrum with being a Lakers fan. And here's why I'm a Lakers fan, but I don't support the Lakers as it currently stands. Because as it currently stands, people say you have to basically treat LeBron James' career like a glizzy, right? And just take that glizzy all the way back. I'm not doing that. I don't like what I see from being a LeBron James riddled team. I don't like it from AD always being hurt. So I'm just, again, as a fan of the team, I'm a fan of the team, but I don't have my pom-poms out. I live like 35 minutes from Crypto Arena. I'm not spending no gas, no time, no nothing to go watch the Lakers. If y'all watch my channel year one, like 2020, I was always at the Staples Center. Always there. I'm not watching that shit no more. I'm not paying a dime to watch that stuff. Y'all hit the like button. So yeah, man. So watching LeBron James, be LeBron James. I mean, he's 30. He's about to be 39 years old in a month. No, I just don't understand how people are so high on watching this shit play out, where you only give them kudos for the good stuff and you don't want to hear nothing bad. It's getting to the point where even Shannon Sharp, who is the #1 LeBron James glizzy gobbler, he giving LeBron pushback. That's how you know shit is wild. Shannon Sharp is giving LeBron James pushback. I ain't never anticipated nothing like that, but they're seeing what we're all seeing. It's a diminishing product, and for you to say that you going to, now I'm gonna say this. He said that going to Miami, he would still be as dominant. Now, as far as stats is concerned, MVP is concerned, I agree with that. LeBron James would be as dominant as he's been. But dominance comes with winning. So to say that you would go there and you be the same player, essentially, is the whole tonality of it. Absolutely not. You playing with D-Wade in the Miami, and contrary to guys like Gilbert Arenas, because he went on and shot to FYF Sports. Gil came over there and he was trying to cook Dreamers Pro, and shout out to Dreamers Pro, another cat I watch on YouTube. Gil is just wrong, man. I call Gil bad, Gil. When Gilbert Arenas is bad, he is so fucking bad. He is so bad. And he was just saying just outlandish shit about LeBron James. Well, basically saying how the Heat never had a dynasty. I'm like, my dude, the Heat had a championship before LeBron James showed up. And he said, oh, because they brought in a generation talent like Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal was 33 years old at the time. Shaquille O'Neal was past his prime. And Dwayne Wade was the curator of that damn championship. So Gil be telling these funny facts. And moreover, tell me a dynastic team that did not bring in talent. We talking about the 90s Pistons who brought in Mark Aguirre, right? We talking about the Lakers who brought in the same Shaquille O'Neal. We talking about the Astros who brought in Justin Verlander to be, the pitcher. Brought in Garrett Cole to be a pitcher. Every dynastic team brings in talent. So I don't understand what he means, like the culture mean you don't bring in talent. I mean, I guess the only quote-unquote peer team you can say is the Spurs. But at the same time, they brought in generation talent like, they drafted him. But in Tim Duncan, they drafted Tony Parker. Like you got to bring in talent. I mean, by hook or by crook, I understand that you want to give more credit for drafting than making a transaction. I get that, but how many teams are the Spurs? Very few. So you don't make well, also I guess you could say that the New England Patriots, who they got a lot of in-house talent, or that they trade for lower talent, who just the system is greater than the sum. Other than that, no, you go and get talent. But even the Patriots, they went and got Randy Moss. Now that year they lost the Super Bowl to the Giants, but you go get talent. That's how you win. And that goes with your culture. So the Heat culture, going back to my point, it's been just fine. So after LeBron James' experiment, they went to 4 finals in a row. They won two out of 4. And they've been to 2 finals since. That tells me you have a winning culture. Lord have mercy. Let's see. Spurs got to get a point guard from the West. They just run around and shoot. Yeah, the Spurs got to get a true point guard because what they're going to do is be able to take care of that. They're going to dominate that pick and roll scenario. Yeah, the Wemby has infinite amount of ability with his pick and roll capability, with his pick and pop capability. Like he can do anything. Or what I've seen a lot was his post-repost. So he'll front post, nothing. He'll get out the lane and he'll back post the guy. And when you back post him, you generally speaking, you back post the guy, collects, finish at the rim. Wemby, you back post, he catching alley-oops off the back on the back post. He just has infinite potential with his skill set. So yeah, man, the right point guard is gonna set him out all the way. Clippers laundry man, all washed up. Talk to him, Zen. Listen, man, y'all hit the like button. The Clippers. I like the fact that these are all LA boys coming all together. So that's cool. But I hate the fact that Russell Westbrook, low IQ basketball player in my opinion. James Harden, low IQ basketball in my opinion. Matched up with, Paul George, who's hurt all the goddamn time. And Kawhi Leonard, who's hurt all the goddamn time. It just doesn't mesh well. And moreover, if you got these guys playing, all together, it's too small of a lineup. Now I understand you putting Zubac, who I think is a really good, efficient center. It's just not enough. So Lou is going to have to figure that lineup out. And I mean, since James Harden joined, I believe they're 0-4 now. Do I think that trend is going to stay up? No. I think that they're going to figure it out, eventually. But I think when it's nut cutting time, when it's time for things to actually be discerned, that's not going to win. That's not going to win. You can't have 2 low IQ basketball players out there playing main time. Oh, by the way, who don't play defense. Now, I understand Paul George and Kawhi Leonard play defense at a high level. That is facts. But you still got other guys to account for on the floor. So, no, I don't see nothing happening with that team. I just don't. And I said it off rip. Pope says, I'm with you, man. Just saying, bro. Lakers never puts LeBron's face on media after losses. His teammates are always at losses. Yeah. Well, that's because you put that. It's what do they call that? The word. I mean, the phrase escapes me at the moment, but subliminal messaging. There we go. That's subliminal messaging. So you don't want the face of your team. Why is that? Because LeBron James is selling tickets. So you don't want losing to be associated with him. So then you'll put the supporting cast because people not, how they say in Temptation, ain't nobody came to see you, Otis. So you go put Otis Redding face on the losing graphics so it doesn't denote that it's LeBron James' fault. And then you follow up with guys like Nick Wright, mostly Shannon Sharp, guys like Richard Sherman, and then your boy Keyshawn Johnson, who cape for LeBron James, and many more pundits in the media realm. So no, you don't associate losing with him because you got to sell a product. Gil hates Heat culture. Yeah, he does. I don't know why Gil is so against the Heat culture, because the Miami Heat culture is a real thing. And here's how we know this. The first year, I believe Chris Bosh had a very telling quote. And he was like, man, Spoelstra wants to play defense, but we just trying to chill. So, and I saw something Gil said he's a rookie head coach, which is untrue. I think when LeBron came, it was his third year being head coach. Y'all correct me in chat. It was his second or third year, so he was not a rookie head coach. Now he's a young head coach, yes. A rookie denotes first year. That's not what it was. And in fact, the year before, the Heat went in the playoffs. When they had Jermaine O'Neal, I think Sean Marion's on that team, so on and so forth. Rajul Butler, I think he's deceased now. Rest in peace to that brother. The Heat were a playoff team before LeBron and Bosh showed up, right? And they overhauled that whole roster. So to say that it's basically LeBron who did everything, it's just disingenuous. It's very disingenuous. And I don't understand why people just let that go with no pushback. Hoop Jargon don't play that shit over here, though. I don't play that. I'm going to tell you how I see it. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. I mean, it is what it is. But the Heat culture had years after LeBron James left, because he got into it, Pat Riley, because he couldn't have, the latitude he has at damn near every franchise he's at. Because Pat Riley is very bullheaded. We all know that. But he told him, it's this way or nothing. So LeBron James took his talent back to Cleveland, right? And the Heat had 2 bad years. Chris Bosh had some blood clot issues, and that took him out of competition for a little minute. He got himself back right. In 2012, like he was going to the Eastern, and then when Jimmy Butler came along, have been to 2 finals. That's a culture. I don't understand where people are missing on this. That's a damn culture. Shout out to my guy Between Game Sports. Say in the building. Like, I don't understand how you can say that it's not a culture when you won a championship before, you won 2 during the LeBron James experience, and you've been to 2 finals since. The hell, that's a culture. Now, is it a winning championship every year culture? No. But having a culture doesn't denote you have to actually win a championship. Your culture is you're in the mix to win. So, by that standard, there's only been like a handful of cultures ever in sports. As far as multiple championships is established, we know that's not to be true. Because I'm going to think of another team who has not won a championship as a culture. The Dallas Cowboys have a culture. Everybody know with the Cowboys, you basically have, it's a very accentuated point on the skill position players. Obviously the quarterback. If you're the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, you get all the adulation, you get all the glory, you get all the blame, all things encompassing. Cowboys culture is not known to be smash mouth defensively, not until late, with the Micah Parsons era. Maybe back in the D Ware era, but other than that, it's known to be offensive heavy. You get a lot of glory being a skill player. That's a culture. You're going to be right there in the playoff hunt, not necessarily the Super Bowl hunt, but it's a culture. But there's some teams who just have no culture. Like, I got to say, going up I-45, going down I-45, the Houston Texans, they have no culture. Jaguars, you have no culture. But the Steelers have a culture, defensive heavy. Hard-nosed football play. That's a culture that the Steelers have rated. I mean, I think the guy before Tomlin, I can't think of his Steelers coach, strong ass chin. They've only had 3 coaches in like 30 years. It's a culture. The Rooney family does not play around with that. You bring in a guy you trust, and that's it. As Real says, what I just like about some basketball players is if you make that point, they might disagree with the athlete before you don't know what you're talking about. It's like some basketball players, if you make a point they might disagree with, they say you're non-athlete. Oh, yeah. It's all that. You didn't play that level. Now, I'll give some merit to that. Y'all hit the like button. I'll give some merit to that because some people, I call them JV fans, they get very overzealous with their opinions because you've never really been in a foxhole like that and you don't get a full scope of things. But at the same time, even a JV fan can point out something that's a glaring problem And you can't discount, obvious observation just because they didn't play at that level. To your point, Bill Cowher. There we go. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin. Only 3 coaches the last 30 years. 3 coaches. Well, you got, franchises that get rid of coaches like every 2 years. So that's a culture. So for Gil to say what he said and look at, to kind of, juxtapose that properly, Erik Spoelstra has been a coach for what, since 2008? Something like that? 2008? So for the better part of, 17 years? Almost 17 years? 16 years? They had 1 coach? That's a culture, right? And before him it was Pat Riley, obviously. That's a culture, man. You have one system, one way, and it's only that way. That's a culture. So I don't understand how cats like Gil, and I wanted to get on the panel and challenge him because, yeah, like you were saying, as real, some guys like Gilbert Arenas have this complex where you can't question him if you didn't play on his level. And I got to say another fallacy that Gil said. Gil said that because JJ Redick spoke on it, and JJ, who I'm 50-50 on JJ Redick. I don't like white woke dudes who play this black victimhood bullshit. I don't rock with that. But JJ Redick spoke on it, and he said that he do have a culture. And Gilbert Arenas said, well, he didn't play for the Heat. I'm paraphrasing that he can't have an opinion. Last time I checked, shout out to Nipsey Hussle, you ain't played for Heat either, homeboy. So why can you dispel JJ's point when you ain't played for the Heat either? So how do you have dominion over the talking point when you literally did not play for the team either? Make it make sense. Said JJ's a goofy. Yeah, man, like I think JJ is really good at breaking the game down. But JJ, being a white liberal, guy that he is, he tries too hard to be I'm gonna just say it, the white savior in some conversations, and I cringe when I watch him do that. I cringe. I'm not a JJ Redick fan when he does shit like that. But anyway, so that's what's going on with that situation. The Clippers, I think that they eventually will be a playoff team. I'm not going to write them off as that they'll be obsolete. The Warriors are still trying to figure their deal out. I think they're about 5-3 or something like that. The Warriors will figure their deal out. I wonder about the Timberwolves, though. I think they're currently sitting at 7-2. That's very interesting. I mean, Anthony Edwards is a great addition to that team, man. But Karl-Anthony Towns, I don't trust him. So I know when the Heat, I guess the rubber meet the road, when it's really time to start playing, I don't trust him. But I mean, listen, man, he can make me a liar. He can play his ass off this year, and the Timberwolves can be one of the top seeded teams because they got the talent, the top heavy talent. But I don't know. I've seen too much information to not put my eggs in that basket. Let's see. Be cool, YouTube. I understand these black guys because I played with them. Yeah, that's yeah. Chet Holmgren doing what I said he would do. Shout out to Anthony Edwards. Chet Holmgren had a whole year to develop, and he's one of those red-shirted rookies like we seen with Julius Randle, like we saw with Blake Griffin. When you got a whole year to develop with NBA level trainers and the culture, yeah, you're gonna have an exceptional rookie year. So yeah. So Chet Holmgren is balling like Bo Diddley, but some people are saying that why he not getting the same credit as Wemby, well, because Wemby ain't got none of that training, and Wemby has a way higher ceiling. Wemby is way more dexterous than him. He's just still learning, dude. 19 years old. He's still learning his body. He's still learning angles. I'm seeing Wemby do stuff I ain't never seen nobody do, like blocking 3-point shots like 5 steps away. I've never seen a guy do that, and he's doing that consistently. The way he catches alley-oops, like again I talked about earlier, like with a back pick, he's catching alley-oops just so fluidly. I've never seen nobody do what he's done. And not saying Chet doesn't have a similar, skill set, because he does, but it's not the same. Who Jordan told you first? Chet Holmgren will be a really good basketball player, but he would not be no damn Wembanyama. Sorry. Let's see. So I remember Shaq told a story about how once he went to Miami, he disciplined on his diet, and because Pat Riley was notorious for having team meetings where he waited out his players. Exactly. Now, I didn't know nothing about that story, but what I do know is Shaq slimmed the hell down when he came to Miami, and then he got fat again when he went to Cleveland after that. Oh, by the way, he played with LeBron James. And some people are like, oh, well, he got fat when he went to the Suns first. And then when he played with LeBron James, everybody, oh, man, Shaq was washed up. Shaq was an all-star for the Phoenix Suns the year before. That's fact. So he went to Cleveland. The games don't match. You can't have a rim runner, well, not a rim runner, but a post-up hog with a guy who is a rim runner. If he's not willing to capitulate, some part of his game to match up with Shaquille. But people don't want to talking about shit like that though, because the narrative is, in my opinion, that LeBron ain't never had no help, and I just don't chive well with that line of thinking. Shout out to my guy Flight Sports TV says, yo, good to see you, bro. And y'all get that like button if y'all have not done so already. You get the super chat, all that. I'm back monetized. It's been like 3 months. I'm back. I'm bike, like Fly say. Sir Tice says, who's disappointing team-wise to you? I think it's the Clippers and Memphis. Yeah. I would also say it's the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets are sitting at like 3 and 5 at the bottom of the East. I want to see better from them. I know they're trying to get that LaMelo Ball situation, more situated, as it were. So yeah, I think those would be definitely the most disappointing teams. Somebody else is down there in that muck. It'll come to me. But yeah, so yeah, I would say that. I think that's spot on what you said, Tice. Let's see. 20 Game Sports says, we try to tell boys a year changed by, yes. Me and Will, y'all look up a year and a half ago on my channel. I said Wembanyama is going to be a great player. And I said that because watching him from the World Games from last year, 2 years ago to last year, I saw a big jump in his ability. A huge jump in his ability. And so that shows me he's going to keep getting better the more he learns the game, the more he gets used to his body. I saw him, in fact, going up against Chet Holmgren when Chet was, the more tenured player. I was like, yeah, Wemby gonna catch up to him quick. And that's what we're kind of seeing now. Man, Wemby is going to be that dude again. The Spurs only sitting at 3 wins. 2 of their wins come against the Suns. And the other win against the Rockets. Now, they're going to be a good team because the Houston Rockets, let me say them since we're up in that order, are a good basketball team. And I said that in early October, and I got it on wax, how everybody say on wax, saying that's a good basketball team. You got the right mix around young and old players. You got the right kind of coach, who's a young coach, who's a player's coach. And more importantly, you got Dillon Brooks, man. Man, I've heard some of the goofiest prognostications about Dillon Brooks, saying he's going to play for the Shanghai Sharks and he won't be back in the NBA because people don't like his personality. Listen, man, throw that shit out the window. You may not like a cat personality, but it's about the ball. It's about the hoop. What is he about on that court? And what Dillon Brooks is, the antics aside, he's one of the best defenders we've seen since Draymond Green. That's what he is. And he takes pride in defense. And we know in the league of, right now where nobody wants to play defense. Nobody wants to be known as the defensive stopper. It's almost like it's like an impediment to you as a basketball player to be known as a defensive stopper. Dillon Brooks relishes that role. And again, with the antics, you saw before they played the Lakers. This dude a clown. He just he stayed and like stared at the the Lakers like the whole shoot around. But that's his way of getting into the moment. That's his way of kind of hyping himself up. Like Kevin Garnett, you remember how he used to he used to punch on the little backboard, not the backboard, but the little padding under the rim. He used to punch on the rim to get himself hyped up. Some guys just need that, and that's what Dillon Brooks is. Dillon Brooks needs to make up anger in his mind, and he goes and plays angry. And kudos to him because it works. It works. And as you know, in that Rockets game, they beat the Lakers by 30 piece their ass. So his methodology works. So for people I think people just don't understand the mindset of a guy like that, because most people just want to see offensive prowess. That they don't understand defense. They don't understand how hard defense is. And moreover, they don't respect defense. But Dillon Brooks will always have a job until he decides to stop playing basketball for that very reason. Let's see. What's up with Scoot? Scoot Henderson, he's having a hard, go of it to start off. And listen, man, it happens sometimes with rookies, man. You gotta, it takes time for you to get your legs up under you to understand the pro speed, especially playing the point guard position. So yes, Scoot's having a slow start. I didn't foresee that. I thought he would definitely come out better. But yeah, he's having that dreaded rookie experience, man, when you just coming out the rip because the game speed may be too fast for you, the guards may be too strong for you, or what have you. So I think that's kind of the situation going down. LaMelo Ball is awful. Yes, bad basketball. I don't agree with that. I think LaMelo Ball is a damn good basketball player. I think LaMelo is very uncouth. But LaMelo Ball, the reason why I say I can never call him awful is because he's very good at getting guys involved. He's very good at sharing the rock. And I think that is at a premium for any point guard. If that's not your mentality, I'm going to question a lot about you as a point guard. Because that means that you don't have a spirit to play your position as it's meant to be played. So I don't see... I couldn't on no level call LaMelo Ball awful. Absolutely not. Dillon Brooks equals Benny Blanco. Yeah, from Carlito's Way. Benny Blanco. Yes, he's very much Benny Blanco. Shout out No Guarantee. Say, what up, Hoop? Good to see you, bro. Shout out to Humble in the building. Good to see you, man. Dillon Brooks is making a lot of people look stupid, acting like he couldn't play, become current NBA deities. No, defensive. I'm over here in a remote area out here in Orange County. But don't get caught up in box score stuff. Because when you get too caught up in the box score, like you'll miss out on new. And that's why, again, it's my GPS going off. That's why I don't get caught up in like guys like Russell Westbrook. Because stats tell you, for the better part of his career that, he's a great player. And I think he's a great talent. But when you watch the games, you're like, no. The amount of bad shooting moments, the amount of bad passing moments, and by bad passing, I mean like passing too late, passing when a guy not in his scoring pocket. Those things matter. They just do. Y'all hit the like button, man. We 12 deep. We only got 5 likes, man. Come on with it. Hit that like button. So we have to understand basketball in the sense that you have to impact the game more than in one aspect. And you have to impact the game in the smartest aspect. And when guys do not check their box for me, I'm out on them. So that's why, like with the situation with the Clippers, I'm out. No. Because, I like Kawhi Leonard a lot. but he's hurt all the time. I like Paul George a lot, but he's hurt all the time. And then I got to keep it real. Paul George disappears a lot in the playoffs. He called himself playoff P. I'm like, where? Bro, you check out a lot. Now, in the early part of his career, and we going against the Heat, speaking of the Heat again, LeBron James, Paul George, if he had more help, he probably could have beat them. With Frank Vogel being the coach, for the Pacers at the time, Paul George needs some more help. He just did. But as we progress forward now in life, sorry, his GPS going crazy. As we go forward in life, man, we got to be honest. It's not a question of help anymore. The Clippers have a culture. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. The Clippers have a culture. So to say that Miami didn't have a culture, Lord have mercy, what are we talking about? Said Scoot is 19 years old. Let's slow down and see what he can develop. Exactly. So I got a big rule, man. I don't really assess players unless you show me you're just absolute trash. I give you about 4 or 5 years before I really give you a hard critique. Because a program, it takes time. You can't just